Welcome back to the Warriors Den, everybody. Thanks for joining us again this week on our weekly show. We have a bit of a short one this week, so I just want you to know what's coming. First off, and I know that you all want to know, our very tall, muscular friend Rahman is taking the day off to be with his family and or play Final Fantasy, depending on who you talk to. But he won't be here today. So if you're here solely to look at close-ups of Rahman and hear him talk about balance, it's not going to be on today's show. So there you go, up front, letting you know. But we do have our friend Damien, as always, because he's a workhorse and he's always here. So on the show today, we're going to talk about our first week in the Hero series, which we announced last week. We've had our first qualifier weekend, so we'll recap some of that and show some cool gameplay and other things. And then we will have the Faction War update. And our friend Bio will be back on the couch to give us some update on where we are in Season 2's Faction War. So we just finished off Round 4. Then we'll get into some Q&A with Damien. So if you do have questions that are Damien specific, as you know from watching previous shows, or if you don't, he's the online game director. So things that aren't about the combat, aren't about the balance, you can hit him with questions about that. So metagame, economy, online, all those things are his realm. So we have our friend Pascal pulling questions from the chat if you have good ones, so make them good, make them count. And then we'll do our community creations, and that's really it for the show today. It's a short one, but as you should know, starting next week, we have a great slate of shows that I can't tell you specifics about, but basically next week going forward, we have a good slate of shows as we're running into the end of our season and the beginning of our next season. Next week in particular, we will get into more specifics on our next public test. As we mentioned on previous shows, the next public test will test out changes that we made based on the previous public test in the tournament mode, but also the big thing that so many of you are wanting, the defensive meta changes that our fight team's been working on. So not on this show, but next week, look to get more details on that. That said, the news of the week. There was a Ubisoft-wide outage on Monday that affected our game in addition to other games, such as Rainbow and others. And that was resolved within a few hours, but it was a few hours of your game time lost, so we are giving you all 3 days champion status, which I know has become a meme, but it is still quite a valuable thing that we were able to give you. I think the in-game currency, if you make all the changes, is 2,000 steel or something like that. So it's one of the best things that we can provide you, and we are continuing to provide it to you, even if it is a meme amongst some of you. So enjoy that. That is actually rolling out now over the course of the day. It takes a few hours to get to everybody because we have a lot of players in For Honor. Believe it or not, fake news people, we have a lot of players in For Honor to roll it out to. Today, on PC specifically, we also rolled out Title Update v1.09. We actually talked about this a few weeks ago now. We went through the patch notes on the show a few weeks ago, but the full notes are up on forhonorgame.com/patch notes. Check those out if you haven't seen them. They're pretty extensive. There's a lot of changes there, and Damien will give a bit of a recap just in case you missed it before and you don't want to go read the notes. So when he's on, he'll give a small recap of the things to look out for in that. That's also coming to console next week. We're planning to have that out on the 20th, so stay tuned for that. We have an event order this weekend, Call to Duel. So complete as many duels in PvP as you can between July 14th and 16th, and everyone will be rewarded with 2,000 steel. And this, our new content of the week is one that you've been asking about every week since you data mined through our game files. It is executions this week. So every character in the game has a new execution for 7,000 steel each. Subnote, if you're on console, the Shinobi and the Centurion will get their executions next week along with 1.09, because those are actually in that patch. So apologies to our console friends, you don't get those this week, they'll be in there next week. But everyone on PC today has access to all 14 of those executions. And some of these are particularly amazing. My favorite of the bunch is the Lawbringers, which you're about to see a video of all of them right now. The Lawbringers is incredibly brutal. So let's check that out, and we'll be back with Luke to talk about the Hero series.
Wow. This is great. Man, it's now people don't be surprised if my kids are not allowed to watch
the show.
the show and the games I'm working.
The team that makes those must be. I wouldn't want to run into those people like in a dark alley at night.
But you know the funny thing is, I think it's last week, and people were talking about, yes, but how will the head fall off the body? And I'm like, okay, it's a discussion at work. It's crazy to see how the head will react when you're being beheaded.
We should have one of them on the show sometime to talk through how they do the execution, how they come up with those crazy ideas.
No, it's amazing. There's some the Lawbringer when
the choking, the Nobushis where the victim
the
is sort of
Shigoki.
crawling. Oh, the Shigoki knocking the head off his.
Yeah, but it's a perfect week for that with the MLB All-Star game and the
Yes.
and the home run contest on Monday. Boom!
I like to imagine we planned it that way.
Yeah.
Yes. But let's talk about the Hero Series.
Yes.
We only announced it last week.
Yes, we did.
We've already completed our first weekend qualifiers.
It was a good week, and seriously, congratulations everyone who came into the Hero Series. It's we announced on Thursday. It was already on Saturday, so you came in. There were over 1,000 participants on Saturday. It's great. And while we're at it, come register for this Saturday.
Yeah.
You can still register. You can come in and try to earn your spot into our final in Burbank.
It's not too late.
Oh no, it's not too late.
Looking at you, Pete Moo.
Yeah, Pete Moo, I'm talking to you. Fatal, where are you guys? You guys were top players, and I didn't see you in the standing.
Yeah.
So no, it was a great week, and I know there were a lot of comments, questions. I know, Rick, you spent a bunch of time on Reddit this week answering on Discord, answering questions to people, and it's our first week.
Right.
So
it's the first time we've done this.
Exactly. So no, not everything will be perfect, and even though we other organizations in real sports have been running tournaments forever, and they still need to adjust. They still need to deal with rules and the change of rules, regulations, and all those things. So bear with us. Send us your feedback. It's great.
Yep.
It's that's what we need to make it grow.
Yep.
So the tournaments will become better and better every week.
Exactly.
So it was the first week, and want to check who's leading?
I do. I think we have some leaderboards to look at here.
Yes, we do have leaderboards to look
Max.
at. Yeah, so Max. So now let's start with the Xbox One in Europe. So the person leading right now is from Italy.
Ah, nice.
Sniper Dead 98, with H. Daly from the UK, Rogue Warrior, and Pure Blémax from France. So those are top four. Even Samuel Son, DF209, Here After Time.
Wow, good representation from the UK.
Yes, it's on Xbox One. So that Junkie Pie, France again Pure, L4 Nemo, Lino from Germany, Dan Trickstery, Gladiator, and so it's a very good standing. So guys, keep on coming. Right now, if the competition was finishing today, Sniper Dead 98 would be the one earning his spot into the final. But I'm sure all those Brits following and some French.
We still have 3 weeks ahead of us of qualifiers.
To come in.
Yep.
Yeah. If we go on PC now in Europe, and that's where I was expecting to see Pete, but he's not there.
Yeah.
We got Clutchmeister from England, Sophie Face, who's playing with the Shigoki, by the way.
Yes.
Number 3 and number 4 spots are earned by players from Poland, ASB Allernaken and Naughty Art. Okay, the names people you find, it's incredible.
So good.
I think my name is like Luke Duke or something very stupid with my full name.
As in the Dukes of Hazzard, Luke Duke?
No, Luke Duke, I like as Luc Duchesne.
Oh, okay.
Very simple, no originality. I didn't think that far. So then we go with Ash FTW in France, Italy, Azure, and Zax from Denmark. And the cool thing this morning is I had to look some of the flags on the net.
Yeah, we learned some things about geography today.
Yeah, so we have Slangs from Sweden, Friedlin from Bulgaria, Poland again, Greece, Hungary this one, Poland, Estonia, ZBO Fuse. So guys, keep on coming. You see.
What I think is really cool is seeing like you said, it's Xbox, the breakout of players depending on their platform.
Exactly.
Where they're playing from.
Exactly. And now we see those top players will earn their spot if it was today.
Yep.
So there's still chances to get your spot, earn your spot into the PC. If you go on PS4 in Europe, for example, now we have France with Jamel.
And there's Germany
number 1,
too.
exactly. Now we have a good representation 2 Germans in the top 4 on PS4, like Stempel and I Body Shot You. I Raven 46 earned the 3rd spot. A lot of Italian player. I want to say it's interesting. Garrett, Taylor 4K, again Italian. Alex Jagger, Mystery Dreamer, McGrady.
Wow, lots of Germans.
Alexandria. Okay, those things I'm always mixed up.
Alexander 96.
Alexander 96. Thank you very much, Eric. So, a good representation all across Europe.
Yep.
So, if the final was today, Jamel from France would earn his spot into the final for PS4.
Let's
so now,
see in the North America. Is it U.S.? Is it U.S. across the board? As a proud American, I need to hope. I need to root for my American friends here. Let's see.
Let's see. Are you ready?
Canada!
Canada! Number 1 spot with Barras, actually from hometown Montreal.
Yes.
So
Good job,
Barras is number 1.
Ice Guys, my
Ice
guy.
Guys, and earned 2nd spot. Jarl Jordan, 3rd spot.
There it is.
Top 10 anime fight. So yes, you have 3
Those are
Americans in the top 4. But then again, you're like 10 times more people than in Canada. It's
True.
So,
It's true.
Dimblaze, Carry TV, Play Fans, Young Trippy 132, Scobrand.
Oh, that's a
Eclipse,
typo. It's Scorebrand with an R, but we know him.
Illitus Rex, Confessions, Dark Clash 2. Whoop, I switched, sorry. I went too fast. Let's go back to PC. Sorry, people. I twitched too fast. Cypher PK,
There's Cypher.
number 9. So Cypher can still earn his spot.
I think I saw him saying he needs to practice more.
Yeah. Flidge Die,
Fidgety.
Fidgety.
Yes.
Oh, okay, whatever. And very soon, like, stay on because we're going to show a little bit of a clip of Barras and Ice Guys.
Yeah, those are two very well known guys amongst our dev team and amongst our community. So
Yes.
it's cool to see them sort of facing off against each other. So we'll
Exactly.
show a clip from that just to give you a taste of how the
Right after
weekend's
this,
competition
right
went.
after the standing, we'll come back to that. So on PlayStation 4, again, Canada. Rule of number 1 with Rave Lord Servant.
Whoops.
Okay, I'm going crazy right now.
I asked you if you wanted me to run the keyboard.
Yeah, I know. Rave Lord Servant, Rikudo, Chaos Colo, Freaks, Andy, G, 33 Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and okay, I should have practiced those names. X. I salute number 5. You chose a name that is very complex. X.
Yeah, look at that.
AJM McGibbs, Geshabi, Junebug. So, all you guys, you still have a chance to earn your spot into the final
Yes.
for the PlayStation 4 in
Xbox.
Burbank. Now, Xbox One, Mexico, Seraph number 1, followed by our War Clan Mike. If you wonder where number 2, why there's no 75 points, is because the player with 75 points has been disqualified
Yes.
of the tournament.
ESL has disqualified.
Exactly. So we have AGC Ogre. So you see here, there's even more chances to come back on the top.
Yep.
So no Canadians in the top 5 in this case.
But Mexico on top. So not a
Mexico.
single American has taken first yet. Come on, guys.
It's the first week. So we have OTF Genesis. I think I saw Durantel somewhere in the standing, but maybe he's farther down in the list. And last but not least, if we go in South America, in Brazil more specifically.
Yes, it's all Brazil.
Yeah, it's all Brazil, so we should have kept one flag. It's BTU Nanduelo, BTU Lorencid, Zarid, BTU, I think that's a team.
Yeah, good.
BTU
Good
Corinja,
job, BTU.
Morte na Cierta, that's my impersonation of Spanish, of Portuguese,
Portuguese.
sorry. Portuguese. I don't speak Portuguese at all.
Actually, shout out because the Brazilian guys usually broadcast our stream and do a live translation.
Yes, I would be very curious to see. I've seen myself being translated in Russian, so I'd be curious to see myself being translated in Portuguese.
Yes.
I think we should.
Shout out to Nicolas down there in Brazil if you're streaming right
Yeah.
now. These are your guys, and they're all quite good.
Yeah, and it's based on this support that we decided to expand the tournament to Brazil as well. So maybe now we could watch a little video segment of
Yep.
Ice Guys and Barras, and we'll come back with the caster competition.
What? Pascal has screwed something up again, guys. F you, Pascal. After the what? All right. Something's going on with our tech. We won't show that video until a few minutes.
After.
We'll do it after the. Great. So anyway, we do have another video to share.
Okay, so let's keep on going.
On the subject, we also ran and are running a caster competition
Yes.
alongside this. We want some of you to get involved and submit clips to be considered to come to our event on August 12th.
Exactly.
To help cast it.
And it's important. Like, guys, we got over 50 registrations, but 20 clips.
Yes.
It's nice to say you want to do it, but
And a lot of those clips were, someone submitted a clip of me. So, not real
because he wants
helpful.
you to cast the thing.
Not real helpful, but the good clips we have are great. So we
Yes,
have
exactly.
some really good submissions already, but you have plenty of time. You have until the 28th to submit your video. Someone submitted Rainbow Six as an example. We love the Rainbow guys. We work
Yeah,
with them.
they're
Use
great
For Honor
guys.
so we know that you can talk about For Honor.
Exactly. About the rules, about what happened in the game. It's
Yes.
very important to, and you can go watch the May 15th stream
Yep.
to inspire you to see how it's done. And there've been a bunch of other streams since the launch of For Honor. So go watch it. This way you see all the terminology we use in the game about the environment and everything. So it's yeah.
Yep. So if you're looking to submit your clip, go to forhonorgame.com/hero series. That will take you to where you need to go to do your submission. And again, it's just a link to a YouTube video. But ideally, you're actually casting. Some people also just submitted clips of them playing the game and kind of talking to their friends. That's not what we want. We want to actually hear you do the work. So
Exactly.
but as an example, actually, this is one of our submissions. I was really impressed by this because this is a man that I think a lot of folks in the community actually know already, King Richard.
And I love the name.
Yes, it's
the
very
name suits For Honor really well.
very on brand.
Good job, King.
But not only is he casting, he's playing, like he's casting his own game as he plays, which is, I would think, impossible to do. But check it out. It's a really fun video, and he's super good at it. So big ups to King Richard, and let's check it out.
Oh my god, everybody's dead. 1v3 situation. Can the King pull it off? We'll find out. He's gonna go for the attack buff. He already has a defensive buff. He doesn't have to worry about any revives on Big because he cut his head off already. We have a Lawbringer on him right here. He's knocked down, CC'd. He's gonna back out of this. He doesn't want to fight on the bridge. It doesn't make sense. So he's gonna run inside where he doesn't have to worry about the cheesy environmental kills. That defensive buff should be up in the next 5 seconds. He's gonna pick up the defensive buff. He's gonna play it patient, let him come to him. There's no need for him to chase. They don't want to fight King, and I completely understand where the other team is coming from because honestly, if I was on the orange team, I wouldn't want to fight King Richard either. Conqueror goes in with a shield charge, he misses. King Richard goes off with a 4-hit combo. There's the Berserker, he misses another shoulder charge. King Richard with the sidestep, follow up with the bleed. He's trying to run away, he gets the backstab on him. He's still trying to run away. King Richard guard breaks the Berserker. He's going to go in for some light attack. It's blocked by the Berserker. He blocks the Berserker's light attack. There's a heavy attack. There's another light. He's blocking everything. This may be a photo finish, guys, if he keeps this up right here. He's going to take a little bit of damage here. He's going to get the revenge pop and the kill on the Conqueror. He's going to swap immediately to the Berserker. He's going to watch the revive here. That's what they want. And he's going to focus the... He's going to focus the Berserker. They get the revive on him. He's going to back off here. It's not smart to fight in this situation here. He has to watch his back and make sure he doesn't get stabbed and pushed off the edge by the cheesy Lawbringer. These guys are just going to feed him his feats. What? He brain farted and did not pick up the defensive buff right there. He's going to go for the attack buff. That's not good. This might not work out in his favor, guys. We'll see how this works. Maybe he'll play the Saw. Yeah, he is. He's going to go to the first floor. He's going to play the Saw. He's going to get a guard break on the Berserker and knock him into the Saw for the Saw. It didn't do any damage. Interesting. He gets the revenge pop. He takes a huge chunk of damage on the Lawbringer. He needs to focus on getting revenge again, or he's dead. And that's it. He's still alive. One more blocked attack, and he will have revenge. There it is. Lawbringer's down. Now he can focus the Conqueror. He switches to the Berserker. The Berserker is down. Oh my god. King Richard 15 with the amazing comeback. Oh my god. Did I just commentate my entire fight? How did I do that?
Yes, big ups to King Richard. That was super awesome. So that is just a taste of the quality of the submissions we've gotten so far. So like I mentioned, you have until the 28th to submit your video. So you still have time. I want to see more. But the ones we have so far, thank you to everyone who submitted. I watched them all, and they are great. The good ones are great. The ones of me, I don't need to see.
It's my favorite one.
Bio's here to
Hi,
talk
guys.
about the faction war. And yes, we see your regular feedback and thoughts about the faction war. This will not be a long segment, but we do still think it's very important to cover on the show. We just finished another round in the
Yep.
faction war. Round 4 has wrapped up. What happened?
So the samurai won the round, so it's 2-2 for knights and samurais.
So they are.
Yes.
I don't know what happened to our Vikings. I mean, I do, but.
It's a very sad day. But the Vikings will finish third, and samurai and knights will fight to get the victory and
Right.
have the unique ornaments that will be exclusive for this season.
Yep.
That will end in only one round. So the next round is the most important one of the season, and you really got to play, because we see this time from turn 50 to 57, the samurai played a lot, like 5% more than the other
Oh, wow.
factions, even with their proportion
Wow.
factor into that. So they played a lot, and it showed the difference. Good performance. Also, you can see when you look at the matches, they did great in terms of performance. So they had that bonus on the war assets that they gathered. So I have to say, it pains me, but good job, Samurais.
Yes.
Good job. You
And the
got
Knights, yesterday, the last couple of days, the Knights really had a chance that they could have,
Yep.
had they been able to organize themselves, they could have actually won the whole season.
They could have, but they really broke on turn 50.
Yeah.
And you can see that their performance and amount of war asset that they deployed for the last 7 turn really went down. So the samurai just ate more and more
Yeah.
territories. So that progress of the samurai getting more territories was so big that they could not come back at the end in the last 2 rounds, even though they did a push.
Right.
You can see the amount of war assets from the knight going up, but it was too late, actually. They would not have enough territory to win.
It's the way the faction war goes.
That's the way it goes. And it goes with actual games. I have a little shout out to Chilled Irishman, and I will just
Oh.
do this for you.
Oh,
Here.
Polion gets a little hat.
Yes, just a little side note, if the faction war was rigged, the Vikings would have won, because I wanted that
Right.
ornament very bad.
A lot of the devs
And
are
I'm
Vikings.
not happy. I'm not happy about it.
Yes.
So that's it. Short and sweet. Knights,
is.
samurai, you got this one. Let's see who's the best.
But we still love the Vikings because we are Vikings, and a lot of our devs are Vikings.
Yeah, it's a very sad season for us. On another note,
Yes.
orders update. This is also my team that takes care of that. We heard your feedback about the killing streak orders and dispatch. So on PC right now,
Yep.
my game designer that does it actually told me before I came to the stream that she just did it.
Nice.
So the orders for PC and for console on the patch will be changed. It will be easier for you to complete multiple orders at the same time.
Cool.
And the killing streak order has been reduced to 5 instead of 8.
All right. Great. Well, thank you, Bio, as always.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you back at the end of the season when we do our wrap-up and see
Yes.
how the whole thing goes. Whether
And
it's
show the
Samurais.
rewards.
Oh, yes. I'm excited about that. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you
and
very
we
much.
have a Watch the War video. So let's check that out now from our friends at Ubiblog.
The fate of the For Honor faction war hangs in the balance in this week's episode of Watch the War. I'm your host, Chris Waters, and heading into round 4 of 5, it's the Knights who are poised to clinch a Season 2 victory, having won 2 of the 3 rounds thus far. A Samurai win would even the score at 2 rounds apiece, but it's do or die for the Vikings, who have been shut out since their victory in the first season. Can the Knights secure the crown for Ashfeld, or will the other 2 factions have something to say about it? Let's find out. Someone at the Mire must have given one heck of a locker room pep talk, because the Samurai stormed the field and won every single one of their territory battles the very first turn. This 100% success rate didn't last, of course, but if shinobis like Mr. For Honor keep up the good work, the Samurai might just have a shot. From a faction war microcosm fight against a raider and a peacekeeper to an honorable duel that played out like a textbook takedown, the acrobatic aggression of a skilled shinobi sure is a sight to behold. A frightening sight. These dudes scare me. The Vikings had a tough time pushing south early on, but with a little persistence and a strong beachhead established on the Samurai turf, they took the territory lead in turn 9. Dexely showed off that Viking grit in this Warlord 1v2 by taking a real bad beating and almost dying. Almost being the key word here. Swatting the Berserker off a ledge buys Dexely the time to remove the Shikoki's head from his body. Then the Berserker comes back and it plays out like the old saying goes. Body me off a ledge once, shame on me. Body me off a ledge twice, shame on me. I really shouldn't be fighting near ledges. Ledges are bad. As we progress through round 4, the Knights decided it was time to remind everyone who's been ruling this season, and by turn 20, they had twice claimed 37 territories and held the other factions to a measly 32 territories between them. Talk about a power move. It's almost as if the other factions thought they were doing well, only to turn around and have a lawbringer skewer, hoist, and toss them like a farmhand in haying season. Credit goes to Proctorex for the dramatic reenactment. The Vikings were not to be counted out, however, and in turn 34, they had almost half the known world in their frost-scarred hands. This was a big moment for the flagging faction, and some of them took the opportunity to celebrate. I mean, I can only assume KGS1's mid-combat dance moves are meant to inspire happiness and excitement on the part of this beleaguered conqueror. And those flies at the end are like party favors, right? It's festive, right? At the end of a decisive round 4, it was the Samurai who stepped up and snatched their second victory this season. Shout out to all the sneaky shinobis out there, like Cool Elmaz, who sent a shuriken invitation to 3 enemies to come into the darkness and face the whirling blades. That's one event that I would not RSVP to personally, but they all do, and they all die. Ouch. Should have sent a card instead. The stage is now set for a round 5 showdown between the Samurai and the Knights, who each have 2 wins apiece. Though the Vikings can still fight for pride in the final round, they are out of the running for the season championship. Will the Samurai seize the day, or will momentum swing back to the Knights? Find out on the next episode of Watch the War. And if you'd like a chance to have your gameplay highlights featured on the show, post your links on our official forums at the link below. I'm your host, Chris Waters, saying good luck, and please, never bring flies to a party. So gross.
Thanks for that, UB Blog friends. And I don't know if Chris Waters is watching, but I heard there was some very specific feedback for him in the chat. His breath smells delicious. It smells like mint and flowers. Don't believe the fake news that his breath smells bad. Let Chris Waters know we're talking about him on Twitter if he's not watching the stream right now. Damien, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Sorry, I yelled in the mic. So Damien is here. As we mentioned at the top of the show, Roman is taking a day or 2 off
Yeah.
to prepare himself.
We worked during the weekends those past weeks. So.
Ugh.
Yep.
Well, that's no good. But so we won't have Roman questions today, and I hope you got that message at the top of the show. Hope you're not gonna, go on Reddit now and be like, I can't believe they strung me along and didn't answer my questions. I really tried this time to let people know. I posted yesterday on Reddit. No Roman. It's not the Roman show today. Everybody loves Roman. But we got Damien, and we have some questions. And
Yes.
So from the competitive subreddit, who I hope no longer thinks we ignore them because we answered a lot of their questions last week. We got
So I
some more.
won't answer that one.
Yeah. This is from Yojimbo232826. I don't know why he needs to have those numbers on his username. Damien, are you planning on re-implementing Team Shuffle after matches at all?
Very good question.
So we used to have it.
Yes, we used to have it. We disabled it when we introduced the join in progress in and flow. just to see, because we had some bugs where sometimes we were rematching 5 against 3 players or things like that. So we had a clue that it might be those two together that weren't working. By deactivating the team shuffling, no more bug on that area, so it's confirmed that
that's
that
where
was
it
the
was,
reason
I
why
see.
we had that bug. So we want to keep the join progress in Enflow more than the team shuffling.
Right.
And right now it means that team shuffling needs some rework. The team is on it, and as soon as we patch that, we will be able to put it live again,
Great.
basically.
So we're on it, guys. It'll come back at some point.
At some point, yeah.
Okay, from the same place, the competitive subreddit, Mr. Dandelion. I like that. It's a bit of a long question, so let's go. With the introduction of the PTS on PC, how important, public test he's talking about, how important do you plan on making this tool?
Not at all.
In my humble opinion, For Honor really needs more frequent fixes and patches to alleviate some of the frustration that people feel with the issues they run into, and I believe the PTS, if used to its fullest potential, would be extremely helpful on this front. I agree. Do you plan on using the PTS to its fullest and releasing much more frequent updates, or is the PTS just viewed as a feature to test bigger things that you're changing or adding to the game? That is a very good question.
It's a very good question. So we used it only once, so it's a bit hard to say how frequently we will be able to use it, because it's also an extra burden on the team. It's another game that needs to be live, that needs to be patched, and it's another environment. So it's adding a lot of work, but we agree that it's a very useful tool that we're using, that we want to use more, basically. We did one a few weeks ago. We're doing another one soon.
Yep.
On
last week's show, Roman said this month.
Yeah, he said this month. So it's soon.
So if it's not this month, be mad at Roman.
And so yeah, it's something we want to use more, basically, but then we need to see at what extent we can do that. Not only to test a very big feature, we don't want to use it once per year.
Right.
Yes, we want to use it more. I don't know how often we will do, but
there are definitely plans to use it.
yeah, and it was super useful.
Yes.
So like the feedback we've got only for a few days of play was really high quality.
Yep.
We nailed the biggest issues that were still there in tournaments, and we were working on those. We're
Yep.
fixing those for the next, not all of them, but most of them for the next test server. So it's a public test. So it's it's
But
super useful tool.
in my opinion, I think it's the type of thing that the more we do it, the more and more and more value the team will see from it
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
anyone thinks
yeah,
there
yeah.
isn't value for sure, but the more we do it, giving you guys, putting it in your hands to give us that feedback is just so helpful. We always get the feedback anyway, but the point is to get it early
Yeah,
and act on
we
it.
can
So-
see stuff before we ship them, which is cool.
Yep.
So yeah.
But yeah, we have more plans to use it more. And as we said, next week we're going to talk more about it on the show.
Yeah, yeah. Next week's show is pretty cool.
Next week's show's good.
Yeah, some cool stuff.
This show, terrible. Next week, great. Okay, from Rowan Sprite on the For Honor subreddit, not the competitive one. If you're going to allow people to join a lobby after a match has ended, could you please take out the minimum player requirement? It's obnoxious to be put into one of those lobbies only for the match to not start because the game doesn't put enough players into the lobby or players end up leaving anyway.
Yeah, it's a good point. So two things on that side. We need to have a minimum number to kill a session, because if you don't do that, you have too many sessions that are alive at once with very few players in it. So then everybody in PvP will end up playing against bots. So that's why we kill sessions where you don't have enough players in it anymore, because we're not sure we'll be able to full all of them, basically. And the purpose is to have all sessions always full. So that's why we do that. It's like a safety net, if you want. But yes, this is a good point. So the minimum number where we kill a session is the lowest we can do. So we lowered it when we introduced join in progress, in fact, in Enflow, to avoid that specific situation. And to improve on that specific situation, we're also doing something else that will come. We're still working on it, so I don't know yet when it will come, but in the upcoming patches, which is the rematch making feature, is something I think I talked a bit already before, where the idea is that at the end of the match, now you don't have to quit anymore unless you want to stop playing, but you don't have to quit anymore because the game will rematch you automatically with the players if you have enough players or if enough players join that session. And if not, when we kill the session, we will put you back directly into matchmaking.
Cool.
And for duel, we will allow you to find new opponents right away if you don't want to rematch again that specific guy, etc. So it's what we call internally the rematch making feature.
Cool.
And it's something we're working on right now.
Great.
And that would basically kill that problem.
Great. Yeah. Excellent. So we'll look forward to that. We've got a question from Twitter, of all places. This is the big boy at Hero. I'm not. Okay.
Hero Big Boy?
Hero Big Boy 2016 is the actual name. would be nice if there was a dismantle all unequipped option in the loadout menu for Honor game. Am I missing this?
I don't think we have that. You can tag items, like you put a cross on all of them and then you can dismantle all if you want.
Yeah.
But you still have to select all of them. But you don't have to dismantle each one of them.
One by one, yeah.
So I don't know if Hero Big Boy 2016 knows that. So that's something you can do, but it's true that we don't have a shortcut to select all unequipped items, for example, something like that. So I think it's a good idea. I will add that to our backlog.
Cool. Good job, big boy. I like that too. Just one less step. And from Zawatha PC. This is also from the competitive subreddit. This is a good one. It's more of an open-ended one. It's are there any common misconceptions that you, Damien, would like to clear up, or a rant you need to get off your chest? I have a feeling this was directed at Roman because they like it when he rants about things he's pissed off about. But
I'm not a big ranter.
No.
I don't know, in fact.
Do you have anything you'd like to
Maybe
get
I
off
am
your
sometimes.
chest?
No. Yes, there is one thing. Yes, in fact, yes. Where people were complaining, like, why don't you release the execution, blah, 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 already, they're in the game.
And then they were saying, it's not coming till September.
Yeah. So now it's here, but not almost, because some of those are in the patch.
Shinobi
that
and Centurion.
has just released now on PC and next week on console. So it's just showing you guys that they weren't ready because
Just because
it's the first time we do that, and we never wanted to have content that is not ready when we ship it, but now it happened because the patch got delayed.
Right.
So when we tell you it's not ready, it means that it's not ready.
Yes. So when you find those files in the game files, you say, they're just holding on to this content. And I hope they'll see this is sort of proof that we still actually work on those things after those videos are created.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that's that. This is not a question for me, but I also want to say the thing I would like to get off my chest is to stop the fake news. It feels like at least once a week, some story becomes a story within our community that is just completely fake. Like the Lawbringer height one comes to mind, where people just started believing because one person posted a screenshot, and it became this bandwagon thing of like, he is shorter than he used to be. Why? And like people were really upset. Like, I don't know why, but I'm actually super upset. Like, fuck you guys for doing this. Like, what? And then, there's this week, it's the Faction War is completely rigged. They have this narrative to match what the next season's heroes will be, so it has to end a certain way. It's not rigged. We have teams that work on it. Like, that would be so much easier to just rig it, but we don't do that. So please be better. Please be better, period. Just be better. We don't need these distracting everybody in the community. We have lots of people continuing to work on the game for you guys. And just fake news like that is just, it's silly and funny, we can laugh at it, but at the same time, it's like, come on.
When people say it's rigged, like last week, they said it was rigged because it would be the knight winning because that was what happened in the public test.
Yes.
But now they say it's rigged because it's the samurai apparently that will win. So even
it's an interesting
plan is changing
psychology
every week.
there, yes. So that's my mini rant. But thanks everyone for your questions. We love you guys. And now we would like to play some fun clips. And in fact, our friend Pascal, who fucked up so bad earlier, has found the video that we couldn't play.
He found it.
He found it.
Thanks to him that we have
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you, Pascal.
Thank you, Pascal. Love you, Pascal.
Pascal.
So this is a clip we want to show earlier of one of the matches. I think maybe the final match between Ice Guys and Barras during the Hero Series. So thanks to Ice Guys. This is coming from your feed, my friend. But let's check this out.
Round 4.
Oh my god. Is that fucking real? This fucking game, dude.
Time is running out.
This fucking game, bro. Oh, this game. He's reading me really well.
Round 5.
Damn, that's so silly that he can also do that as well. What? I didn't even input anything, but GG. GG. GG.
GG.
Yeah.
GG Barras. Thanks, guys. He is so good with the Warden.
Yeah.
You know, like so many
Very
people currently gravitate to the Warlord, as Barras does. But he got all the way to the end there with his Warden. So
Yeah.
shout out to Skies. And now, more community clips. This is a GIF by CWL Smith on Reddit. Never give up or celebrate too early. A little bit choppy.
Ah.
Yep. Yep. So good. So good. Well done. Well done, CWL Smith. And next up is another gift from Tripped 144. To death, my friend. Oh, yeah. This one's pretty good. Okay, okay. His friend is being revived to come save him. There he is. And he knocks him right over again. Great.
So who won in the end?
We'll never know. We'll never
Never
know.
know.
But
So
I think
sad.
we know who the loser is. The next one is a video. This is from Zappo79 on Reddit. Labro likes to play bowling.
Victory!
That was good. That was good. Next up, Trash Can Punch 03. This is a great name. Want to see my pleasure room?
Victory!
I don't
Can
want to.
say
Yeah, you're a proud
I'm
proud
proud.
Kensei mama. Good job, Trash Can Punch. And this is from Prime Goliath on Reddit. You can only fight fire with fire.
Lost enemy rally.
that's nice.
Yes, that's yes. You're ganking Centurions there. Got a little payback. From username 41212. This is when you're just too damn legendary. GIF. The guy behind him is just too like intimidated. Backs away. Nope. I'm out of here. Yeah.
I love it.
Don't blame him. I don't blame him. Then from Henzo Hattori on Reddit, when the bot spam his emote. I didn't know that this is a thing our bots do. That's a bot right there. Play that one again. I watched this one on loop so many times. It's like
But it's very subtle. Like,
very
it's like-
subtle.
It's
It's like he's laughing.
like he knows he's not allowed to do it, but he still does it.
And then the fact that he hits his own guy afterwards is the icing on the cake. And then our final clip from Nilnarf on YouTube, taking out the rest of the team video.
Victory!
Nilnarf.
Very good one.
Super good Valkyrie play there. Well done. So as always, if you want to see your clip on the show, we generally get them from Reddit, and if you want to message me on Reddit directly rather than posting, you can do that. I look at my messages frequently. I don't always get to respond to them, but I look at them frequently. So send them along. We love this stuff. It's always really fun to share those. So, and if you want to see, we also do a weekly article that goes up on forhonorgame.com with the fan art that we find. So we figure we do videos on the show here, and then the static stuff, fan art, cosplay pictures, we put that up on that article. So check that out on forhonorgame.com. So that's it for the show. We've got a few shout outs. I wanted to give a shout out to the new mods on the competitive subreddit. They have a bit of a change in management, it seems like.
Okay.
They made a post kind of like their goals with it, which sound great, you know, a little less on the complaining side, more on the kind of constructive, trying to help other players, trying to help us get good feedback. So my best of luck to them. I know Reddit can be a hard place, but they do really good stuff there. So shout out. I also want to give a shout out. We put together a bit of a strike team. We've mentioned to you on the show before, we do these workshops from time to time. We bring people out to Montreal, talk to them, show them early content so we can get feedback on it. And then sort of a second phase of that is we put together a Discord connection with those guys because they're all over the world. So we can sort of continue those discussions there and continue to get that early feedback that in the end benefits all of you once these things are out in the wild. So shout out to them. You guys give us a lot of your extra time and we super appreciate it because it just makes everything better.
Yeah.
And then we have a special shout out actually. We give a lot of love this week and last week to the competitive subreddit, but we should not forget to mention we have forums. We have our own official For Honor forums, which I will admit I'm not super present there. I spend a lot of my time on Reddit, but the reason I do is because we have a great team of Ubisoft employees, community managers, people like Fred, people like James in the chat. But also we have a role here called community representatives, which also they post a lot and they send me a lot of your feedback from the forums.
Yes.
And so actually 2 of our community reps, Jenny and Brian, put together a little message for you.
Hey everyone, this is UB Noti,
And UB Jurassic.
and we're here to give a shout out to all of our Knights, Samurais, and Vikings on the Ubisoft forums,
And the Steam forums.
AL forums.
What it is.
She made those hats.
She made those hats herself. Jenny rules, that's UB Noti, and Brian rules also, but yeah, she made those hats herself. She has one for each faction. And they are the people that you interact with a lot on the forums. So they wanted you to know you are loved. And it was an inside joke because there was a thread saying, all I want in the world is to hear on the Warriors Den someone say, hey yo, what it is, forums? So that's what that video is. I'd like to hear you say that, Damien.
No, I won't.
Hey yo, what it is, forums? Right there, into the camera.
Hey yo, what it is, forums?
Nice.
Nice, huh?
Wow. You're so hip.
I'm getting really good at English.
That's it for the show. We're going to do a raffle now. So James, hit that raffle. And we'll be back next week. A lot more information coming next week, as we mentioned
Lot of
earlier.
cool
So
stuff
tune
next
back
week.
in, and we'll see you on the forums and on Reddit and on Twitter and everywhere. So thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thank you.